A team of us from the Elliott School went out to Wyoming, and we spent a solid week there, and our whole goal was to create a recruitment plan for the Wichita State Geology Department's field camp. So the way that we approached that was to meet once or twice before we left to kind of plan what our ideas were, what deliverables we wanted, things like that. And then we went out there and we completely immersed ourselves in the culture of field camp for a solid week. And then we came home and sort of put all of those pieces together to create this amazing marketing plan with videos and multimedia and posters and banners and articles and things like that. So it was a really, really amazing experience to be a part of.
We went out to Wyoming and we got to follow the Wichita State University Geology Department field camp. So our job was to go out there and video and get some information from the students with interviews, with following them, actually hiking up the trails with them to see a day in the life of a geology student out in field camp.
I found that people really enjoy telling their stories, but figuring out how to get them to tell their story, what you're in, how do you get them to start opening up and getting to the heart of a story, that might be the most difficult of what's your entry into getting them to open up, getting them to trust you enough to share a piece of themselves beyond the boring surface level conversation that you would have at a cocktail party, but really getting to the heart of why do they care? Why do they care about geology, and why should it matter to someone that's not in geology?
One big thing I got out of this experience was just a whole new way of looking at working in a team and preparing a huge project with lots of moving pieces and putting that together in one cohesive unit. So, we had to prepare together. We had to figure out what video do we need to shoot, what audio do we need to capture, what pictures do we need, how should we write this, what tone do we use? And that's hard. That's hard to do with 5 people, get all of our ideas together. And that was challenging, but it was interesting drawing back from the things that I learned as a student in the Elliott School, that we learn writing skills, we learn interview skills, we learn design skills. And here I was with a team of 5 people taking all of those little pieces that we'd all learned and putting them together to make this recruitment plan.
If I would have just been given the task to develop a brochure, a poster, or a flyer without having to actually live through their field camp, I don't feel like it would have been as good. I wouldn't have been able to sell it to the geology students without having to experience it first.
I felt this experience more in my heart than in my head. And that meant a lot more to me in terms of a graduate school experience than just staying in my head and learning a bunch of knowledge, but really experiencing something in my heart and a story that really mattered and is going to really matter to these geology students as well as the university as a whole.